Johan, ven, Johan. Es que yo jalé primero le traigo. Apúrate, niño. Apúrate. Toma, mira, ya no, hijo. Toma.
This might actually be one of the most pathetic things that I've seen when it comes to a parent and their kids. It's obviously not the biggest deal when it comes to the grand scale of things. We have wars going on right now. You can unfortunately go on Twitter and you'll see videos of women and children dying. And it's just, there's a lot of horrible shit in the world that deserves way more attention. But to me, it doesn't mean that you don't talk about some of the small shit, because people are going to start to think that they should be able to get away with it. And I mean, I guess maybe they didn't break the law because it's candy on Halloween and they put the whole bowl out. And some people will probably say, well, they planned on it being taken anyway, so it's not a big deal. But to me, it's disgusting. Like, it's one thing if kids decided to do it, which is still wrong. You know, kids go out, they might egg a few houses, they get into a little bit of mischief on Halloween. It's not the end of the world. But for a parent to be leading the charge, it's just a little bit odd to me, because it's not so much about the candy that you stole. It's about the precedent that you're setting for your kids. Some of these kids were extremely young, and this is going to be embedded in their head that it's okay to do stuff like this. And to me, I look at this no different than when you see somebody get caught stealing something. It's very unlikely that it's the first time they ever stole something. It's just usually the first time they got caught doing it. So I'm curious how often the parent just decides that she could just take shit and does it with her kids with her, or with them even helping, right? Like, to me, this is the kind of parent that you see going to stores like Walmart or Target or something, and they kind of hide something on their kid's person because they figure, you know what, if something happens, they're not going to search my kid. I'll just pretend it's this cheap little thing I bought that flagged the alarm, and when they don't find anything on me, they'll just let us go. Like, that's who this lady kind of comes across to me as, and that's disgusting. Now, I don't even know if these are all her kids, but I'm hoping that they are, because if not, it means that her kids' friends were there as well, and she's influencing other people's kids that it's okay to go and just take stuff that's not yours. It's a horrible precedent to set for your own kids, let alone somebody else's. What really gets me is that the kids have costumes, and the mother doesn't look like she's dressed in some raggedy clothes, so I would assume she has $5 if they really wanted candy to go the day after Halloween when everything's on sale, and she could just buy some bags of candy. I don't get why this is something that you would do, and do it with your kids. I mean, at least if you listen, if you're going to decide, you know what, I'm going to steal some stuff, I want to take all of this candy, at least leave your kids at home and you just go do it by yourself. Like, don't set the precedent, and don't have them with you. Like, all right, you scoop up this candy, I'll get this candy over here, you hold the bag. That's crazy that you are bringing them with you to do this. And I guess that maybe some people see this as a gray area because, again, it's Halloween candy. They left the whole bowl out. It's filled, and they figured, you know what, people are going to take it little by little. It'll be gone by the end of the night. So they're like, it's not the end of the world. It's not like I came up and I stole something from their property that they didn't already intend on giving away. But it doesn't make it right. It doesn't really change anything. So I don't know. This just bothered me. And I keep seeing this getting retweeted and retweeted on Twitter and stuff like that. And I finally was like, you know what, let's just make a video and talk about it. And I would assume that nobody that watches my video that's a parent is going to think that this is okay. I would hope not. And if you do, I love you for watching my videos, but I think that you're goofy. Listen, I was a kid. And when I was a kid, I did some of the craziest shit. I'm not going to lie to you. Not only would we have taken some candy like this if it was just sitting out, we used to throw some eggs at people's houses. We used to toilet paper houses, which is something that you should not do, but we weren't doing it with our parents. Like, we were just kids that did some dumb shit, get in trouble, you learn, you move on. Now, if a parent was doing it with us, I feel like that would have set a precedent to us that we can mess up other people's property and it doesn't really matter because we're watching an adult do it. Somebody that we look up to, somebody that we figure knows more about life than us. So that's exactly why it was never done that way. Like, there was no way that my mom or my uncle or any of these people were going to come with us in toilet paper houses. If we got in some trouble, they might have gave us a little slack and said, hey, you know what? You guys are just kids, but really don't do that again. It's not right. Think about the people that have to clean up, you know, so on and so forth. I even went as far as, and listen, this is going to make me sound crazy. So people are going to look at me funny, but I didn't go through with it. And I almost did. Was somehow I had convinced my parents to buy me this like blow dart gun. And when I say blow dart gun, I'm talking like the shit straight from freaking African tribes, bro. Like, needles were like this long. I remember I shot it into the candle at my grandmother's house and I was like, yo, that shit's crazy. I don't know how I convinced them to let me get this. I don't know if it was ordered or, you know, if they just didn't realize how serious it was when I found it and I picked it out. I have no idea, but it was soon after taken from me and I've never seen it again for the rest of my life. I assume it got thrown away or something like that, but I took that out with me on Halloween. And for some reason in my stupid little kid head, which I was like in 9th grade maybe or something like that, I was going to shoot it at somebody. If I had actually done this, I'd probably be in jail still because somebody would have died. Without a doubt. So trust me, I've thought of the dumbest shit. Thankfully, I was smart enough to not actually go through with trying to shoot it at anybody. But like, it's like, it was me that did it as a kid, as a dumb kid, I should say, and some friends. It wasn't us being led by a parent like, hey, let's go out with this blowout. Hey, let's go out and steal. Hey, let's go out and toilet paper people's houses. Because I feel like that would have changed my mentality on all of it. Like I knew what I was doing was wrong. But if I was doing it with a parent, I would have been like, oh shit, so this is just fun. I just feel like it would have changed my mentality about it. It would have changed what I thought was possible or what was, you know what I'm saying, what was allowed almost. So I don't know. I just wanted to talk about this because it's madness to me that there's a parent running around and deciding that this is something that she should do with her children. And again, I don't even know if they're all her kids. So that means there's other kids that might be involved. There might even be more than one parent now that I'm looking at the screen. So I just don't get this. I don't get this. Maybe there's more to the story. Maybe it's one of those stupid things where it's her own house and they did it just because it would go viral. Nowadays, you never know what's real and what's fake. I was going to do a video on was it the basketball player Joe something found out that his wife was doing OnlyFans. He's a retired player. They're in some debt and stuff like that. And the more I watched it, the more I was like, I feel like this is scripted. And they're probably having this little back and forth because it'll go viral. More people will buy her OnlyFans and together they'll make more money, which will help their debt situation out. Now, if that's not the case, and that was actually a real video, someone let me know, but I'm almost positive that it was scripted. The more and more that I watched it, the more it just seemed a little bit weird to me. And there was some odd moments and the fact it was even recorded in the first place. Like I just don't see that being a real thing. And if it was, I feel like he would want to get away from her after she posts a video of them arguing about it to try to make him look bad. And it's just, I don't know. So there's a lot of weird stuff on the internet you never know about. This might be one of them, but it didn't seem like it. It felt real. So I wanted to talk about it, but I will catch you in the next video, homies.
I don't care about a struggle. I've been asking for a fight. I need adversity to thrive. I'm trying to crash before the flight. I got a lot of people doubting me. That's just been my life. So I learned to persevere and not react to what they type. It's been a long road coming. That's just what they write. But it's been feeling like it's real. So I've been asking for my light. Trying to shine until I can. If you ask me, I go twice. But I've been stuck in back the line trying to imagine what it's like. Come on.